Every month at the new moon, we begin a new emotional cycle, and we have the opportunity to reset our goals and intentions. The new moon in Aquarius is January 20th at 8:13 a.m. Eastern Time. Aquarius is an air sign in the fixed modality, and it's extremely important to understand what the air sign energy is all about, because that's the overriding theme with this particular new moon. Because not only do we have the sun and moon at 0 degrees Aquarius, and a 0-degree new moon suggests a new pattern needs to be developed, but we also have Mercury, the planet of communication, getting ready to turn retrograde the day after the new moon. So it turns retrograde on the 21st. And what's fascinating is Mercury will retrograde back to almost the exact degree of this new moon on February 11th, where it will go stationary direct and then start forward motion. So what that means is that what you begin around this time of the new moon in your thinking patterns, in how you communicate, will develop and be rolled around inside and will probably come to fruition or clarity around the 11th of February when Mercury changes directions. Now, on a larger scale, look at the world events happening right now. We've had a lot happening in Europe. We've had a lot of violence being stimulated, and a lot of it is linked to some really hard issues to think about. Saturn transiting in Sagittarius. I've been writing in my newsletter that tends to bring up religious issues. We tend to look at them when Saturn is Sagittarius. We tend to want to advance things forward. Well, what's fascinating with this particular new moon is not only do we have all that air sign energy suggesting we need to start reviewing how we think, how we communicate, and how we look at things globally, because that's the Aquarian energy, but we also need to understand that this is coming to fruition and some new clarity wants to be born in the middle part of February when Mercury goes direct. We have been bombarded by a lot of news, round-the-clock, 24-hour news coverage about terrorism, about violence, and so forth. It stirs up a lot of emotion. During this new moon, we also have Mars and Neptune conjunct in Pisces, and that is squaring that Saturn and Sagittarius energy. This just spells a gigantic recipe for learning to filter our feelings, learning to stay in a place of individualism, learning to monitor our own thinking and stay in a place where we are clear and we are in control of how we're thinking, not being swept up by the news and not being programmed to think a certain way. That's a lot. I mean, I know that's a lot that I just said, but this new moon is incredibly powerful. Okay, so realize Pluto and Uranus are coming to the final square in March. So this time frame between January and March is extremely important. Monitor how you think. Stay connected to your core. Understand the only thing you really have control over is how you think. Stay independent. Make sure your thoughts are your own and that you're not being programmed to think a certain way. And remember, keep your aura clean so that you are not swept up by the constant bombardment from the news. This is a powerful new moon. Use it well. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.